Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Innovation Podcast, your source for all things innovation. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What's that? That's when I had a guest on in the past, and I liked him so much I had to bring him right on back. So today's special return guest is Rudzinski, and he is the founder and CEO over at Tragic Media. Rich, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. So happy to be back.
Oh, man, getting the family back together, got the whole team back. I'm excited.
Nice.
So today's topic, so custom software development and trends that you're seeing. I mean, I'm excited to get into that with you. But before we do, I don't want to assume that our new listeners caught your first episode we did a while back. So let's just start off with telling everyone a little bit more about what you're doing over at Tragic Media, please.
Yeah, we're a custom software development agency. We're based down here in San Diego, but we service clients all across the nation. We really focus on building innovative new applications, websites using all the latest new technologies, and helping our clients to, build and scale those over the long term.
Man, that's good. That's great stuff. And that's why I wanted you on the podcast telling us what's going on, new and in innovation. So custom software development and trends you're seeing. I mean, where do you want to start with that one?
There's just tons of new exciting stuff always, in software. It's a very rapid moving industry, which is why we love being a part of it. There's a lot of new technologies kind of from, the bottom infrastructure all the way up to the application layer. So I think we can just, touch on a couple exciting bullet points of some stuff that we're working with right now.
Do it. Get it.
All right. Awesome. So Kubernetes is a super huge new it's taken the whole industry by storm. Over 40% of all enterprise companies have already migrated to this. It's a container orchestration system that was developed by Google, and helps just to make your hosting really scalable and kind of take that away from your DevOps team so that the system can manage and scale that by itself. And it's had, enormous gains, especially for really large companies, to move over to this infrastructure, huge amount of savings, both on the hosting cost as well as on saving their teams, a huge amount of time, which translates to money.
Man, 40%. I don't know. Adoption's a thing, and I don't know what else gets adopted like that. That's huge.
In 2 years, it's really rapid. And for big companies to make this move, usually they're pretty slow paced. So for them to see the benefits and take that, so
unheard of.
We work with a lot of startups and mid-market, kind of like pre-enterprise. So we're helping those companies to take advantage of this really enterprise offering and get them on the ground level, so that when they're starting to scale up and really hit those big numbers, they're already, set for success. What's been the experience so far? How has it been received? I'm just curious from your clients and just your experience and what you've seen. Yeah, it's been great. We've even like I said, even with some of the smaller clients, we moved a client over to a Kubernetes infrastructure, recently, and it cut their cost in half. And when they have their big events that come up, and when we have the big events, that totally huge. That's a huge savings, for anybody, whether that's half of 10,000 or a half of 100,000. That's no matter what size your organization is, you're going to see some savings there. Wow. So what else do you have for me? Give me some more, Rich. So we got an exciting new thing happening with Flutter, which is a cross-native application solution developed by Google. And this is really trying to solve that unicorn of software development, which is to be able to build native applications across multiple platforms with one code base. So we've seen, it's kind of like the whole React Native, trying to make it so that you can have your JavaScript code also run your mobile code and kind of reduce the amount of different languages that your team has to support. Google's taking it one step further with Flutter. And so they just released the desktop and web application. So with one code base, you can release iOS, you can release Android, you can release native desktop, and you can release web. So that's a huge game changer. I mean, that's so many that can reduce, your whole team and all the different differentiations you need across all these different developers, and it can bring it down to, one set of team that's just developing in Flutter.
So let's talk to our small business owners out there that are listening right now that maybe have been kind of avoiding some projects because of some of these complexities. Does this make, and I'm not speaking for you, this is a question, does this make it more accessible for more people to enter the market and to hire firms and to get this kind of work done? Because in theory there's a little bit less to do, or am I completely off on that? Because I'm not claiming I know.
I think it has huge benefits for startups and for kind of those mid-market more so than small businesses. Startups, really that big hurdle is that initial effort needed to be able to release an application on the web, on iOS and on Android. A lot of in the past, there's been a kind of like iOS first type approach where some startups will just release to one ecosystem before building it out, but that really limits your user group. Then you're maybe getting it to 50-60% if you're lucky. But that's not necessarily where all of your users are going to be. And depending on your application, your best case is to get it everywhere with the least amount of initial effort. So this is really going to reduce that initial lift for them to get their MVP out there and get it out there to everybody.
So now it kind of just expands their market immediately, like just by completing the project in general. Man, I love this.
Yeah.
And this is why your team over there is rocking and rolling. I want to get into a little bit more of the tragic media. So you've been growing. I mean, tell us a little bit more about the growth, the trajectory, and kind of your plans going forward. Because I know you're a nice humble guy, but you guys are rocking and rolling down in San Diego. Tell me more.
Yeah. We've had some good growth over this last year. We've doubled our full-time in-house staff. Really, beefing the development.
Hold on. Let's not just glance over that one. First off, congrats, and to the staff that are listening to this that will hear it, congrats to all of you, because I know that's a team effort. So tell us more.
Yeah, it's awesome. We've got some really good continued traction, supporting some really great new clients, working with Skybound Entertainment, which is a really awesome comic publisher and video game company up in LA area. We've been doing some great work with them. Helping them a lot of the big project we're working with them is helping them to modernize and optimize their existing infrastructure from their old team that we took over from, and helping them to kind of get themselves positioned for success in the future. We've also been working, with some great San Diego startups, number of ones that we're helping to release some new projects with soon. And then also helping some nonprofits, the Balboa, the company that kind of manages all the infrastructure for Balboa Park. We've partnered with them to help them to modernize and optimize and help support them with all the different initiatives.
Man, that's exciting.
It's fun stuff.
What I know many things excite you, Rich, but if you had to name that one thing that like really gets you fired up and, going in the morning, software wise, I mean, what really excites you? It may already be out, it may just be on the horizon. Like what gets Rich excited?
I mean, all of it does, Adam. All of it gets me excited.
I know it does. That's why it's a loaded question. I know it does.
Totally. We're also, one of the other things that we're starting to work with is some IoT companies that are building IoT applications, so Internet of Things. So, connecting other physical devices with software, building monitoring services, different applications that run and connect to, whether it be a home IoT or whether it be like business IoT. That's the areas that we're starting to dig into and partner with some startups on. And I think that's really exciting because it starts to bridge that gap, between the physical and the digital. And so I think there's a lot of exciting new initiatives, in there that we're starting to, start to tackle.
Oh man, I like you playing in the IoT world. That's fun. that excites me. I can't wait.
Yeah, right. Nice.
So Rich, that being said, if somebody, I can talk to you about this all day long, but we're about out of time. So that being said, last question, 2-part question. So number one, what are the right types of companies and or industries or niches that are typically a good fit to work with Tragic Media? So number one. Number two, what's the best way for people to reach out?
Yeah, we work with a wide variety of industries. It's really about anybody that's looking to build a custom solution. Our best clients tend to be non-technical startups, founders, or entrepreneurs, or again, working with mid-market companies that really want to offset their team with a really, strong powerhouse development team so that they can, optimize, innovate, and do that all faster.
Fantastic. Well, Rich, really great to have you back on the show for this reunion 2020 episode. I'm excited to get you back in 2021. I'll be like, what, you doubled again? What the heck? Were you guys taking over all of San Diego? It's okay. I love it, man. It's great. So thanks again for coming on the show. It's been great having you back. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Innovation, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. I'd love to hear what you're working on and what kind of projects you have going on in your neck of the world. And Rich, thanks again for coming back on the show.
Thanks, Adam. It's always great chatting with you. Looking forward to next time.